Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and joining me this week, hailing from the House of Quirk. I was hoping you were gonna go Quark, and I was gonna go the House of Quark. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3.
I know. I was just like, I was laughing because it's funny.
Yeah, that's like
Because Gowron did not give a shit.
He was fucking confused. He was like, what's this asshole said? Quirk? Fuck it. A House of Quirk. And it's like, no, Quark. My name's Quark. Yeah, whatever. The House of fucking Quark. Piss off. Go away.
What I love about that episode, in part, like, every time we see Gowron, it's something huge. Like, Gowron dealing with the Worf disincommodation, Gowron dealing with the war, Gowron dealing with trying to kill Worf, trying not to kill Worf.
Yep.
Trying to kill Worf. And then this is like, just, what's his daily life like? What's his job actually like on a day-to-day basis? Random losers showing up complaining about their itty-bitty problems.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fucking bureaucracy, even though, like, when Quark's talking to him about finances and stuff, he just couldn't give a fucking shit about it. It's like, that has to be most of his work.
Yeah.
That has to be.
He's just sitting there going like, oh, for God's sake, just try and kill each other.
Unless the High Council, like, don't give a fuck about their jobs, and what they really do is they go off targ hunting. It's like their equivalent of golfing.
Oh, I guarantee you they're doing too much of that.
Targ hunting.
Yep.
Hunting the targs to extinction.
Well, they couldn't do that because they also farm targs.
It's a very complex society.
Targs are basically their pigs, foxes, and dogs.
Yeah, they're the all-purpose animal. I remember, like, was it Enterprise that first showed you the targ? No, that's a lie, because Star Trek 3 showed you a targ.
Yeah, that had a puppet.
Yes, and then Enterprise had a real one.
Christopher Lloyd had a little puppet piggy thing, and
yes,
Enterprise just had a pig with a hat.
A pig with a hat.
And Worf was like, targ I had as a pet. And I was just like, would you have been able to get a targ as a pet as a child?
On Earth, probably not.
Like, wouldn't your parents have given you, I don't know, a dog?
No, his parents were Russian. They had connections in Starfleet.
Oh, well, no, they didn't.
Didn't they?
He was an engineer in the old Excelsior class.
Exactly. And who else is an engineer who's murdered many times? It's fucking O'Brien.
True. That's right. O'Brien knew. It turns out O'Brien actually, when he was a lad of 14, knew baby Worf and, like, snuck him a targ.
That's right. Well, no. It would have been like his dad was in the family business, as it were. And O'Brien would have been one of the low-leveled hitmen at the time. Section 13 don't have shit on these guys.
I was going to say the Irish Mafia, not a chance.
Yeah, the engineering corps. That's what they're called. Fuck with us, we'll fuck with your ships.
They've ruined Section 31.
You know what they'd be like? They'd be like the stereotypical Italians from. Do you remember the movie Erasure with Arnie?
Oh God.
Where it's like, hey, Paulie, we go down to the docks. There's a deal going down. And it's like, there's a deal going down on your docks. It's like, nothing goes down on our docks without our knowledge about it. Let's get the union together, boys.
Except there's more like, sure, they're having a deal down there, lads.
But no, these were the Irish.
They didn't bring the pints.
Sorry, they weren't the Irish. They were the Italian mob.
I know, but no. But O'Brien's not in the Italian mob.
That's true.
He's in the Engineer Corps, which is basically just the Irish mob. The Irish-Scottish mob.
Russian mob.
Basically,
Wolf's parents are Russian too.
Yeah, but they don't know that. You see, they're the outsiders. They were just brought in because they got a favor done.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, no one really likes them, but there's this, the O'Briens like them. They were just like, no, he's good. He's good with us, boys.
It's true.
Don't do it, boys.
I also had another Star Trek question for you, Mikey. I wanted, like, in one series, What two aliens get the most development out of all of the Star Trek shows? What two races get the most development as on a cultural level, shall we say?
I mean, the easy one is Klingons.
No, I would say not. What one series shows you the most?
Oh, one series. Oh, I was thinking
sorry, not
overall.
one. One series. So next gen, the original series, DS9, Voyager.
Ferengi.
I would say that's not true. I would say the two are Bajoran and the Cardassians, because you learn a lot about the spiritual stuff for the Bajorans, and and all about the terrorist groups and movements, and a lot of the political stuff as well in the earlier seasons.
Yeah, but all you see from the Cardassians are the Nazis. That's the only side of them you're ever really shown, by the fact that females like a man who seems angry.
Well, you get to see their justice system. You get to see a lot of the political system.
I would say you see more of the Ferengis. I honestly would. Like, in DS9, I think you see a lot more of, like, actual Ferengi culture.
Not the everyday. I mean, if you wanted to boil it down to, you just see the Nazi version of the Cardassians, which is kind of what you said. You just see the business side of the Ferengi, and there's a lot of that business side, obviously. But there's obviously more to them than that.
They've got whole episodes dedicated to just what Ferengi are like.
That's true, but you could say that about the Cardassians as well, because of the lines that Gul Dukat says,
yes,
and the Garrett stuff that he says.
You could argue that, but you can't say that they get as much exposure as a species where a main cast member is a regular. And even member of that species, because Garrick is a very high level secondary character. Mm-hmm. And Gul Dukat's a very high level secondary character, but you just like little bits and bobs spread out. You just see a lot of Ferengi culture, like even just the rules of acquisition and stuff like that.
See, I would once again go back to things like Duet, and it shows like there's more than just the very fascist dictatorship that the Cardassians seem to show as the people who did the occupation of Bajor, who horribly regret it. And you also have the episode with oh god, what's his stupid name? The young kid who's been adopted by the Bajorans.
Oh yeah, who'd he bite?
He bit Garrick. He bit Garrick on the hand, which was funny because he deserved it. Well, he didn't deserve it at the time, but he deserved it because he's Garrick. And in that episode, you learn a lot about the family structure of the Cardassians. Like, the family's super important to them. I think one of the lines is 4 or 5 generations will live under one roof. And if they don't, because that senator or whatever position he held in the provisional government had been shown to not have searched for his kid, as like, even though he was alive, he would have been completely disgraced within the society and would have been fired from his job. So stuff like that, it's an interesting. Well, also, with Klingons, you had to have like 4 shows plus movies to get as deep and complex as they did. Same for the kind of Vulcans as well. Really.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I was just thinking, like, Dukat, like, when people thought he was going through a redemption arc, it was after he dropped Zoloff.
Yes.
But when you look at it in the context of Cardassian culture, the very fact he was planning to murder her, really should have told you everything you ever wanted to know about whether Dukat could be redeemed.
That very much shows you he
is how un-Cardassian he is in many ways.
In a sense, but I think it shows less that he's very un-Cardassian, and it's more like he's very much focused on his own. Because he obviously didn't see that as a bad thing. He's more obsessed with power and his own power and his own status in society. Because he was always aiming for the top, but he always thought he was doing it for the right reasons, obviously, which makes him a great villain. He always saw himself as the hero,
and he was a villain.
He was very much a villain.
Thanos is a villain. Dukat is a villain.
I think he ended up certainly as a villain, and he had evil tendencies, but he wasn't. I wouldn't, like, especially in the earlier stuff, I wouldn't have drawn and just said he's an outright villain. He's an antagonist.
The thing was, like, we when we say villain, we always assume monster.
Yeah,
and that's so much less interesting than someone like, he's an awful person, but you could sit down and have a cup of tea with him.
That's the thing with Ducat. He was horrifically charming and fascinating as a person who you wouldn't say no to sitting down and chatting with, because his ideology is so interesting.
Mm.
And like how he sees the world and everything like that. It's great. He's such a good fucking character. He's one of the best on the show.
One of the best, period.
Yeah, he's the best villain in Star Trek. There is no other villain in Star Trek better than him.
I can't think of anyone who compares. Certainly,
he doesn't end in the best way, but he's
No.
like compare him to like Nero. Granted, not fair because he was in one movie, but the same ideas.
Lorca. A lot of people say Lorca is very good. Those people are wrong, but
I would say that they're wrong. Oh dear.
Some people would say Janeway is the best villain.
No,
I've heard that said.
Her smoking was the best villain. Oh, well, there you go. So, we're here to talk about Transformers this week, but I wanted to hit some questions at Mikey from Star Trek, since I am continuing on with DS9 and I'm on to season 3. So kind of like season 1 and 2 were better than what I remembered, but the quality goes up from here, I think.
Dramatically would be the term I'd use.
I think so. I definitely think I've gone, because you've got over the whole character establishment and a lot of the establishment of things and the setting up of Tullaberry wine, of course, which is the most important episode, strangely enough, because it leads into the Dominion. Tullaberry wine, Quark. It's all about Tullaberry wine. And then you have the reshift of Zek as well. Do you remember Zek had a son?
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't remember.
Well, to be fair, do you remember what Rom was like in the first few seasons?
Oh, yeah, very much so, yeah. Luckily they got rid of that. Do you remember how Grand Negus Zek talked in the first episode as well? He was in.
I'm trying to... I remember he did a lot of nyang.
He's very quiet, kind of like this. He's not as bombastic as he becomes. Very kind of quiet, slimy. But there you go, Transformers, Mikey. We're going to kick off this week with Shockwave Labs, the SL-71 arm blade for Studio Series SS56 Shockwave. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It is an arm blade for Shockwave. This is the leader class version, of course, the improved one from, the crappy Voyager one from years back. It's certainly an arm blade that just looks like it's been stuck on the side of his arm. Did he have an arm blade in the movie? I assume he must have. Pardon.
I'm trying to even remember. Okay, so he came out of the thing, said Prime.
Are you literally playing the movie in your head at the moment?
He walked about a bit. I remember that.
He's totally playing the movie in his head right now.
And then he got murdered.
Yeah, I don't remember him having an arm blade, but it's been a long time.
If he did, I don't remember him using it.
No. But I guess that doesn't really mean anything, does it? Because it's the movies. So I will say they have got like Cybertronian chicken scratchings on the blade, which is quite nice. Maybe I would have liked it a bit more if they dry brushed the purple on. The metallic purple, kind of to match the rest of the look, because it's like the blade part is right, but then the bits coming out of is just black, and it looks like it just needed that metallic purple, because otherwise it sticks out like a bit like a sore thumb to me. What do you think, Mikey?
I agree with that. Also, I'm maybe hoping that's just because this is an early one, because looking at the close-up shot of the actual weapon when it's not attached to the arm, it looks 3D printed.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe, hey, this is a 3D print production sample, and maybe we'll paint it up. It makes sense to me.
Maybe. I wouldn't get your hopes up, but you could be right.
I can hope.
You can, foolishly. They also show off the LED kit in here, which we talked about many times before. I don't know how long ago. Yeah, it's small upgrades for Shockwave, but if you're in the market for one, rock and roll, I guess. Mikey!
Yes.
Mikey.
Yes.
Mikey, tell me about MP10 again.
It is alive!
Yeah.
Actually described here as the immortal MP10 convoy. And it's like he ain't going nowhere. Like 20 years from now, this thing will be repainted. But yes, via the Atmos website, we have images of a new repaint, the MP10DC Convoy Atmos Duck Camo version. A repaint inspired by the new Nike Air Max 90 2090 Duck Camo Atmos sneakers. What do you think ducks are doing that they're wearing this kind of camouflage?
They are hiding from the hunters, clearly.
just a bunch of ducks with like military gear on and M16s hiding in bushes waiting for the duck, like the duck hunter show. What is it?
Duck hunter?
Waiting for them. Yeah, waiting for them to go by so they can just like start popping them off one by one.
What if they're doing the ninja tactic of holding up a scroll so it makes it look like they're blending into the weeds? Then they just drop it. How would that even work? That like I was confused when they did that in like Naruto and stuff. It's like that
really,
work.
really. That's when you're. Hang on. You're telling me that's when your suspension of disbelief broke in Naruto.
Yeah, I can accept a boy blowing fire from his mouth and a fox being inside, but like,
what about him bleeding on the ground and a giant frog showing up?
Yeah, no, I could buy that.
But aha! I'm disguising myself with a sheet. Is too much for you.
Yeah, because if you have to come on at an exact angle for that to work properly. If you're even off slightly, it's just a kid holding up a sheet. Because it wasn't like ninjutsu magic where he blended in like magically ninja magic into the wood. It wasn't even one of them fancy genjutsus. It was just he held up a sheet.
Magic sheet.
There wasn't a magic sheet. It was just a sheet. Just paper, I think.
We found Andy's walk-away point. We found the moment where he'll just go, no paper will be used in any show ever again now.
This is bullshit.
Keep you happy.
Putui! I say to you, putui!
This is a totally unrealistic example of magical ninjas.
Exactly. Fucking horseshit.
So the duck camo one is basically a green and less green Optimus. Due out online on March 26th, assuming no delays. He has a red gun and a red axe.
Very red.
Yes, probably with the blood of his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, no.
It stands out.
It does.
It stands out. That's what it looks like. It's a mishmash of parts in a lot of ways, especially in robot mode.
It does look like they had two different versions they've cobbled together.
Yes. Haven't they done something with this company before? I know they did stuff with Bape from like years ago.
Yeah, no, I don't know if these have come out yet, but I think there's 3 or 4 from this company.
Oh my god! Wow.
I know one is black and white.
Do you think anybody told them that, we have a new Optimus Prime mold coming out? They were just
like,
no, give us MP10.
Or they said like, oh, can we have MP45? And Takara was like, no, you repaint this one.
We've got factories full of this shit.
We overproduced.
Far too many MP10s.
These aren't even like new molds. We basically just dipped them in paint.
Sneezed on them. I'll do. Yeah, it's aggressive, but I mean, I would lament the individual who felt the need to collect every single MP10, every version of him, because that's a lot of MP10s.
I've seen photos and I know they're out there.
They're called shame photos, Mikey. I would call them shame photos. Because these are the thing with these are as well. They're not cheap, from what I recall, are they?
No. These are proper exclusive prices.
Yeah. So, okay, rock and roll. Thing. Do we know when it's coming out?
March 26th.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you mentioned that. So it's not too far away if things are on schedule.
No.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Shall I take us on?
Do.
These, well, not these specific ones, but the figures for the Netflix Transformers War for Cybertron show have been spotted in some US retailers, shockingly at this time. But we also get some stock images for the Scrapface, Hound, Hotlink, and Decepticon Mirage. So not a lot to say here. I don't
No.
think, because I don't think there's anything desperately new. But it's I think the important story was they're out, or some of them seem to be out and about. So if you are interested, you can get them. And I also wanted to throw in this because it's fairly quick. Hey, Mikey, we finally get the stock images of Leader Class Double Dealer.
Leader class double dealer.
Leader Class Double Dealer. Before we shit on it, I think we should try and be positive about it first.
Mm.
You know. So what do you think if we take it out of the box and I didn't tell you it was a leader figure, I just said it was a figure. How do you think he looks?
All right.
Okay. I
Um.
was hoping for a bit more positivity, to be honest.
He looks decent. The new parts at the back of him look a bit out of place in every mode. Because they're just there for the missile launch mode.
Yeah, they seem to have no impact on the robot mode, and they do nothing for the bird mode. Like you say, they seem to just be. Are we gonna assume that they're there for something else, like for a different mold down the line? Like that stuff, instead of being a launch platform, is going to be retooled into something else.
Who can say? I mean, I honestly could see they're just here for this.
Just
'Cause
also think it's a bit weird that his missile mode. Go on. No, go on.
Well, I was going to say, I suspect it comes off and it's an extra piece.
Oh, the wing bit.
Hmm.
I could see that. I was going to say, did you notice in his shuttle bay mode, or not shuttle bay mode, his launch mode, that the head is completely on display?
Yes, he is looking up. He's going to go blind.
He is. He's looking at that Optimus Prime we just talked about.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like, what you'd expect, really. But the fact, like, looking at it now, in fact, the more I'm looking at it, the more obvious it is that those pieces come off. Because on the bird mode, they're at the back of the bird, which is the front of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And in the truck, they're at the back of the truck, which is the front of the bird.
Do you think, not God Magnus, what's his name? For the Apex armor.
God Jinrai?
Yeah, God Jinrai. Do you think we might see God Bomber? That's his name. Him retooled into that?
The only reason people are saying that is because he has a shoulder missile.
Well, the little crappy wing things as well.
No, I don't think
for the base mode.
No, I'd be shocked. Because I've heard a few people talk about it, and I'm just like, I feel like if they did it, it would be a bit of a stretch. Like, it would be a heavy, heavy retool.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like that's the way that they're going with these things. Yeah. I did see somebody say Stalker, and I was like, yeah, that could make sense.
Yeah, no, that would make more sense to me.
It won't happen.
It'd be me Machine Wars Soundwave. Also, like, this is a weird thing, but I'm disappointed he doesn't have the same head design as he used to.
How so? How's it different?
So basically, when you saw the old double dealer head, it looked really weird because it had these two big round bits sticking off the side.
Oh yeah, because it held the missile in the G1 toy, didn't it? Yeah.
And you'd be looking at it just like, where does his head start?
And
what they've done is the accurate version of this is the intended face design. Those are extra bits we pretend aren't there. But I always liked the way they looked, so I wish they were on this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, do you think maybe they could have designed them as like headphones or ear protectors? Yeah. Because he fires a rocket, so he's got to protect his little robot ears. Or the equivalent.
I'm trying to remember if you can do a Griffin mode out of this. I think you can.
What do you think of the bird mode, though?
It's double dealer's bird mode.
It is. It is.
It's no improvement over the original.
Nope, they're going for that accuracy.
So
hella high water.
If you didn't like the way the original looked, you are in trouble. I mean, I like that toy. I had a good lot of fun with the original double dealer figure. Yeah, I think it's a real big shame this figure doesn't come with a Power Master gimmick.
Yeah, or a Titan Master thing at the very least.
Something to build up that price point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the thing. We see him in the box, and we see him taking up about 2/3 of the box. Is that fair? About 2/3?
If that.
Yeah. There seems to be a lot of empty packaging here, unless there's like extra stuff that he's coming with, which I doubt, strongly doubt. But he's going to be leader price point. And I jokingly said to you once again, Mikey, on Twitter this week, it's because he has 3 modes. What do you think, Mikey? I don't see the difference between him and Snapdragon. I don't know what the difference is.
Getting real tired of this. Partly because I'm getting tired of people defending it.
How out of interest, how are people defending it? What are the arguments that people are throwing in the defense of this? I'm interested.
The main one is I'm happy with it.
That's right. That doesn't really combat the criticism. That just means you're okay.
But it's
with
like,
it.
well,
That's
I don't
fine.
care about the criticism, which is fine.
That's fine.
You know, a lot of the reviews we've seen are people who are saying like, okay, this is the problem with Prime, but I like the base robot, so and I've got spare cash, so fine, I'll throw an extra €20 or £20 or $20 at it.
Yep.
I am not okay with paying €20 extra, €25 extra actually.
Oh God.
For this figure than I would for a Voyager.
No.
On any level, and even if this was a design I was raving about. Even if I was really into the current design aesthetic of Transformers, I would not be paying... Like, I really wanted that Shockwave.
Yes, yeah.
And I never bought him because that is an unreasonable amount to pay for him. And even people I've seen who like that toy have gone like, he is overpriced for what he is.
Did he ever go on sale? Because I remember you were
not
looking
here.
at him.
Like,
oh, wow.
He went off for like a $5 at one point.
Oh.
And I just like, don't insult me.
Yeah.
Like that is, like I would have paid 40 for him.
Mm-hmm.
I would have, just because I thought he came with enough extra that I think, okay, you can bump the price up a few. But no, this is not. I am not, as I said, with the Optimus. Like I think that they bulked at the price artificially, and with Double Dealer, I don't even think they did that. I think they just are selling it a different. Maybe it's because they're like, oh, he's leader class because he comes with his missiles.
Maybe it's the engineering. Maybe there's like really intense engineering.
Maybe. I would bet not.
I'd be surprised.
And because from what I've seen of the engineering in general, I don't think it's particularly amazing at the moment. Like a lot of people say like, oh, I like the engineering of it. And just like, I think you just like the general feel of the transformation rather than saying the engineering's necessarily better. No, I am rather displeased, would be the way I'd put it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have ankle tilts.
Oh, doesn't he?
No, look at that picture of him in robot mode.
No, he does. He does have ankle tilts. They just haven't used them.
Maybe they're just not very good.
No, I don't think they have. Because I'm just assuming. You see him in robot mode? You see the inside of the leg? How there's a big gap, obviously. If you look where the 2 wheels are slightly down, that's a little joint there for the ankle.
That could be a transformation joint.
I think that's a rocker, so at the very least, that's an ankle joint, whether it's part of the transformation or not. It can still be used.
At this bit of money, I'm expecting dedicated.
Oh yeah, totally. I know. I agree with you, but
No, I'm not pleased. I'm not pleased.
No, I suppose if you want to defend it, you can go, well, it's Double Dealer, so it's not too big of a loss. Maybe
a lot of people were excited for this and still are, and I like Double Dealer. I don't think this character is much to write home about. I think the gimmick, when you actually think about it, is just we did a triple changer and like we made it so you can see factions in different forms. It's because I always liked how people went on about Double Dealer, like it's amazing, a faction swapping transformer, and just like it's just a triple changer.
Punch counter punch did it better.
Yeah, that was faction swapping. This is just a triple changer.
Yeah, he's either a bird as a Decepticon or a robot for an Autobot, and that seems like the Autobots have the advantage.
Or like people should really be asking him like, why don't you ever transform Decepticon Double Dealer? And also fiction always says like, oh, he's Decepticon Double Dealer, he's not Autobot, he's not Decepticon. Except really he's Decepticon. He's always pretty much Decepticon.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's that.
Hey-ho. Mikey, do you want to take the last 2 stories? Because both of them are, again, fairly quickies.
Super reaction! Super 7 have brought out images of their next line of reaction figures. This time it's going to be Skyfire, Rumble, or is it Shrapnel, and Grimlock. These are the 3 3/4 inch figures, retro styling, limited posability, lanky limbs, made of the solidest of plastics. Of note, Jetfire is Skyfire in this release, and Rumble is blue. Except no, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's purple.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Like,
I thought you were drawing a line in the sand here.
That my line in the sand is Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue, or vice versa. Never worked because that guy is not red and that one's not blue. That one's purple. That one's black.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you people?
Colors are, subjective things.
No, they're not. Not like that. Your cones absorb what your cones absorb.
What's a color wheel?
You're fuck off.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Do you like the Grimlock?
It's all right. I don't.
Oh.
They went with the first, the first episode Grimlock head.
Oh, okay.
With the pointy ears that they used in the Marvel comics, and I don't like that head design. I much prefer the squared off one that they used in every other episode. I like Shrapnel. I think he looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, are you getting out there, Andy, ready to buy?
No.
Aren't you? I can hear your money clinking in your pockets.
The only way that my money would clink for these things were if these were just the Action Master guys. Granted, they'd have less articulation than the Action Masters, which is kind of amusing. But at least then you go, oh, well, these are kind of updated, slightly shittier versions, but better sculpted of the Action Masters. I'll be like, oh, okay. But I'm not that particularly interested in these, to be honest. But there you go.
And the other bit of news, TFcon may not be happening, but their exclusives are still coming out. They've announced that you can get the t-shirt online, but they've also said that the exclusives for the show, which are the Protoform Azalea and RMX 14 Doc Cat.
Dot cat.
Doc Cat. There's a Doc who's a cat.
Oh, Doc. I thought you said Dot.
So this is not, as people are saying, Shattered Glass Ravage. This is the much better Kiss Players Ravage.
Yay!
Who was a doctor who really wanted to help everyone. I can't remember his name. It began with a G, I want to say.
Glit? No, it wasn't Glit, was it?
That was it.
Was it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Glit. He wanted to help everyone regardless of faction. He used to get in trouble for it. And he was part of a musical group.
I can't imagine being a cat doctor would be desperately good or helpful.
Could be amazing, though.
It could be. I don't think he has the dexterity in his little paws to do complex operation, though.
It just starts patting you on the face over and over again.
Well intended, but not very helpful.
Get up.
Meow.
Get up. Meow. Meow.
I'll bite on you and sit on your head until you wake up.
The Azalea, I get why they use this color scheme, but I'd rather... I'm not a fan of this color scheme.
No, it's not great.
That's still a great toy, and I spent over Christmas trying to find the stealth version for any kind of reasonable money, and
how did that go?
Either people are asking $400 or $500 for it, or everyone was like, no toy for you.
Woof.
So I could see myself getting the regular RC one, but I don't want to because I'll just be looking at you like, you could be amazing. You're good, but you're not amazing.
You're not my girl.
Yeah. So these are going to be out there. They're going to be available online. From ages 3 and up. Toy Dojo. Do we have prices?
No prices for you.
No prices for you. Let's see. Ages 3 and up have been listed under TFcon exclusives. They're doing them for $69.95 for Doccat and $99.95 for Protoform.
Is that an increase in price?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty standard convention prices.
Okay.
Like Zinnia is up there for the Zinnia version. The blue version from a while back is $149.95.
Okay, yeah, that's more expensive.
I forgot Fans Project did a Warbot thing a while ago.
Years ago.
Years ago. Are they still pretending to be alive?
What, Fans Project? I don't think so. Maybe they've rebranded. I mean, there are so many third-party companies at the moment, Mikey, which leads us quite nicely into our next story.
Yeah, this caught me off guard because you told me about this before the show, and I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, because TFcon, I thought you actually knew about this because I'd seen people talk about this online, that TFcon was doing the third-party panel, but they were doing it as a video for YouTube. And as we were recording, i.e. right now, they had the video up, and thankfully, TFW's been on the ball and got the slides all sorted, so we don't need to watch a 34-minute video and comment on it very slowly.
Mhm.
Thank God. So, Mikey, you have a good memory, better than mine. So this will be up to you to remind to say if this is new and worth talking about or not. Zeta Toys, ZVO2 Flash. Have we talked about that before?
I think we have a very long time ago.
For those not aware, that the ZVO2 Flash is the Bumblebee Starscream Blitzwing Seeker body thing. That thing.
But I remember, because I'm remembering this because it's a bit simpler than a lot of third-party movie toys.
Okay.
So I remember us talking about that.
I'll take your word for it. There's Lemon Tree. We have the LT01 to 08. We have Lemon Tree, Star Cream. That sounds sexual. Purple Potato. Purple Potato definitely sounds sexual. Blueberry, Carrot, Eggplant, and Pepper. I love these names. Lemon Tree has the best fucking names.
Lemon Tree. Yeah. So the Optimus we've seen before. This is the first time we're seeing the CAD model for the Seeker. The Shockwave we've obviously seen before, although this is our first time seeing a colored prototype.
Ah, yes.
And the others are all new, I believe.
Yeah, so we can briefly talk about the Starscream, because that's who Starcream is. It's very clever, by the by. He seems heavily inspired, if not directly referenced, from the Bumblebee movie version, but I don't think it's the Bumblebee movie version, is it?
It's not 100%. It's kind of like, what if Blitzwing was a bit more spacey?
Yeah, and then completely Starscream colors and had the little Starscream side bits on his body kind of deal.
Yeah, I don't remember because Starscream is obviously in the movie for like 2 seconds, and I don't remember him well enough. See, I remember Blitzwing quite well, but I don't remember Starscream beyond the fact he had a normal face.
Yes. Well, relatively normal.
Relatively.
What do you think about this then? Do you think it looks okay? I think it looks fine.
I think, it looked good. I think there's a lot of room for repaints, and, they don't wait in those.
I think it's interesting that the bits that usually go on the side of his head, or near the side of his head, are stuck on the backpack. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, no. It works, though, I think.
Kinda. From the first kind of shot on him, which is not the direct on one, but the one that's slightly off-centered, it looks like that backpack is... It doesn't look quite right. Like, you need to look at him directly head-on. If you look at him from the side, it kind of... doesn't look quite right, at least to my eyes. But I mean, this will be their usual kind of standard legend scale, which is the way that they're going. So you can't complain too heavily when it's that small, I suppose. The Shockwave, like you say, is a painted one, but he's obviously not all there because he's missing, I assume, the clear part that's going to go on his boob, and he doesn't have much eye detail either. So I'm sure, like, it's a nearly finished prototype, but it's not a completely finished prototype.
Looks
good,
what
I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks very good. I really like his ship mode. That looks really fucking good.
I really, gotta say, Lemon Tree have got my attention at the moment.
They're doing interesting stuff. Maybe they are leaning heavily into the Bumblebee stuff, the Bumblebee movie stuff, because that seems to be one of the things at the moment. But at least they're trying to take some sort of creative steps. Yeah. The Blueberry is a Soundwave, again, movie designed, right?
Yeah. Robotic John Bailey.
Yep. Carrot is Ironhide. We
definitely movie designed.
His face. Eggplant is I think we see a silhouette, but I think we can safely assume it's the Bumblebee movie Shockwave.
Yeah. Again, robotic John Bailey.
Yep, and Pepper is a repaint of Starscream into, I guess, Acid Storm, the green one.
I think so. Someone told me in the movie that was actually Thrust, and I'm just like,
but he's not green. What?
I don't know. That movie was pretty heavy on the accuracy, yo.
Yeah, why would they color Thrust green? And he also doesn't have the wing, the thrust things. I can't remember what they're called offhand. So, out of these things, Mikey, is there anything you want to say on each of them? Because I'll throw because they're all Bumblebee movie-based things, I don't have a huge amount to say about them, to be honest.
I think they look good. I think that Lemon Tree looks like they're going to be producing some quality articulation, at least, and some good designs, and they clearly have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to seeing some production shots and seeing like what kind of cash these guys are going to be looking for in the future.
Yeah, that's an important thing. I don't think, as far as we know yet, we don't know how much they're going to be charging for these things.
Not yet, no.
Not off the top of my head. Banana Force, we see the MPL-01B, 02, 03, and 04. The -01B is a repaint into the Lucky Draw colors for Super Fire Convoy, which is interesting. It's not a bad idea because it's a really good color scheme. Primarily black with gold highlights and then also some red on it. For a repaint, do you think it looks nice, Mikey?
Yeah, no, I think it looks good.
All right. The MPL-02 is the Ultra Magnus, who the God Magnus, that guy. It's not an amazing shot of him, but we've already seen and talked about him. 03, however, is Diatlas. IDW-ish Diatlas.
IDW-ish, yeah, that would be a very good way of putting it. Ish.
Yes. He has the points of Diatlas from the IDW comics, but it's clearly a slightly tweaked version. I'll run through the other one as well, which is seemingly just an Optimus Prime.
Translucent, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's an unfinished CAD model at the very least.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like no detail on it at all. Like even around the groin area, you can't. I think that's why they've kind of put most of it in shadow. Because they're like, okay, this is just an idea of what it's going to be, but it's not a finished CAD, even a CAD model. So I kind of won't ask you about that because it's just, Mikey Optimus Prime, yeah.
CAD.
Yep.
You CAD.
CAD, you see the world tonight?
No, that doesn't work.
It does in my head. Shut up. Diatlas, Mikey. You like Diatlas?
I do like Diatlas.
He got killed by a religious zealot. Spoilers.
He did. I like that religious too, despite the fact the internet got mad about it.
It did. What do you think about Diatlas, though?
I like this Diatlas.
Is it your favorite incarnation?
Design-wise, certainly. I mean, you couldn't exactly call the Diatlas an interesting character before they murdered him. But like design-wise, he's always been good. Very, very Japanese. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, like he's so super robot that it's never really worked in the toys because his toys are very, very chunky. The Power of the Masters in general are rocking the chunk, and he's like super robot. Look at me doing the agile. So no, but I think this thing turned out really well. They've chunked him up a bit. They've taken their own spin on it. As always, I like a bit of creativity in the design. He looks really articulated. Really hoping to see some physical prototypes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because I never got to pick it up. I ended up I saw a few reviews and I really liked what I saw of the Banana Force Prime.
Okay.
So
the Banana Force Prime. Oh, okay, yeah, this one. Right, so Transformer Element, we have they don't have any fancy code names for this. There's a movie BB.
I think
movie
we've
BB.
seen him. I want to say we've seen him before.
I think you're right. I think this is the first time we've seen colored prototypes of it, though. But it's I feel very much. If you want to hear our thoughts on that, go back in time to one of our
Even if we haven't
shows.
seen it before, it's probably going to be the same as other comments we've had in that design.
I think that's fair. A strange one for Transformers Element from doing a movie Bumblebee. They're apparently doing Beast Wars Scorponok for some reason.
Yes, with no face.
Yeah, I'm once again going to assume that that's an unfinished CAD model.
Yes, I would. Although, if they released it like that, I would respect them.
What, like, completely blank face because no one remembers him?
It's just like, Scorponok, what? Take off the beekeeper helmet.
No. The idea behind this is you put him as far back in your shelf as possible, and it's meant to be like an animation things. The further away they are, the less detail they have.
Because, CG in the 90s.
Yeah.
Really hope those arms can rotate so the claws come in the right direction.
I would imagine they could.
Because they are pretty human articulated in the beast mode in the CAD model, and I'm just hoping that the rotation works with you, just because it'd be very strange not to have him, like, proper Scorponok.
I'm sure they must do, because they'll probably shove his shitty bee into one of those claws, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
You need his bee. Like, I lost the bee once. I lost one. Ended up having to get a new one just because he looked ridiculous.
Yeah, that was the problem with the OG Scorponok toy. You lost that bee, you lost an entire claw. It was unfortunate.
The weird thing is, right, I'm sitting here going like, a Beast Wars toy, yeah. A Predacon, yeah. Scorponok, sure?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it's like, okay, original cast, big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's kind of a reason he dropped into a lava pit because no one cared.
Yeah, he had no episode dedicated to him. Even Pterosaur had his own episode.
Yeah,
even though he was dropped into
yeah.
thing.
Like, do you know who
didn't
get? You know who was going to be dropped into a thing until they got saved because someone actually like sat down and said, "No, you have to keep him."
Waspinator?
Yes. So why not have a Waspinator?
Yeah.
Because actually, that was the thing. Like, they were going to at the end. For anyone who doesn't know, at the end, Waspinator has a weird backstory if you actually look into the technical side of things.
Oh.
Because you know why Waspinator speaks the way he does?
No.
They basically just wanted to give him something unique. The problem was that meant scripting him was an awful pain because his timing was completely different than everyone else's.
Oh, right. Okay.
Waspinator talk like these. Kind of thing. Like, the sentence structure doesn't work, so he could end up eating up time. So because they were mandated to have every cast member in as many episodes as possible of the main cast, their way of getting around it was having Waspinator in for a few minutes and then blowing him up. And then they wouldn't have to deal with him.
Okay, so that's where it started. That's where it came from.
Yeah, and then something happened.
Yeah.
And they were like, because they were doing a lot of fan interaction then, and they said like, oh, people really liked this character. Because also at the start, Waspinator was supposed to be slightly badass.
What?
Yeah, because in the first episode, he's the first Decepticon to transform, and he's like, Waspinator will destroy! And you're supposed to take him seriously.
What?
Go back and watch it. And then very slowly, or relatively quickly actually, when you look back, it's just like, and he's gone. And he's gone. And now he's becoming aware that this is happening to him. Around episode 10, I think. When and this also had the effect of really endearing him to the creators.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of season 1, basically everyone loved Waspinator.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but Hasbro was saying, right, we want to clear out the cast for the new toy line. Kill him, kill Waspinator.
Wow.
And they were like, no, we don't want to kill Waspinator. Like, Waspinator is very popular with the fans. He's very well loved. He's got a massive online following in the 90s as well, which is something else. And just like, well, you're going to have to clear the cast some way. And they dropped Pterosaur and Scorponok into the lava pit to save Waspinator. And they were saying they were hoping one day to bring at least Pterosaur back, which is why as he's sinking, his hand is turning white. So if he came back, he'd come back as the Transmetal Pterosaur.
Okay.
But the interesting thing was, Waspinator's popularity as Waspinator was so much is that he didn't get the Transmetal upgrade despite the fact he had Transmetal toy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because, like, Waspinator can't be badass.
No.
You can't upgrade Waspinator to be more competent in battle. He must be Waspinator. So the only reason Waspinator survived season 1 is because they didn't want to write for him in the first place.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of Transformer stuff, which I didn't know about.
Yeah.
You might have, but I didn't, so I thought that was interesting.
And he ended up being the most popular thing to come out of that show. That wasn't Dinobot.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Gang Toys, who I don't know
believe
them.
they're new.
maybe. Okay. They are showing off the CT01 and 03. 01 is Predaking in brackets, and 03 is Firmament.
Dive bomb, I believe.
Yeah. So hey, Mikey.
Firmament.
Firmament. We're getting another Predaking.
Yeah, but I've got to say,
It's different.
they are hitting a couple of my buttons. Not all of my buttons, but like they're clearly it's a very much the original, very anime take on Dive Bomb.
Yes.
He looks kind of like a Gundam had a baby with a Gaugai mech.
I actually thought he looked very much like a Deathsaurus, like a take on Milne's Deathsaurus.
When
I saw him in robot mode, at least.
Yeah, the profile shot is reminding me of something, especially with the head helmet. But I cannot remember. Like, there's some anime I've seen where it has a very similar design. I mean,
Battle for the Planets.
God only knows. No, Jetman, obviously, if we're gonna go.
Oh yeah.
Everything is Guy. Yuki Guy. The bird mode looks fairly decent. I would describe it as winning a lot of points for being original. As much as you can be original when doing the Predaking, with losing points for being Predaking.
I was going to say that as well. You have to almost take off the exact same amount for being Predaking, because, Jesus, how long was it? Like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, when we got that like influx of just every motherfucker doing Predaking. It was a Predaking after a Predaking after a Predaking. Is like, kill me now.
Yep.
Jesus. So that's what Gang Toys, who seem to be new, are doing. Gigapower Toys show off the HQ02X Gigasaurus, which seems to be a repaint of their slag into like cartoon slag.
Shiny colors.
No, he's more matte here.
He looks shiny to me, but he doesn't have the translucent stuff that they had before.
No.
So maybe you're right, but.
Yeah, I think they're going for a more like cartoon accurate version, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
I'm going to heroically say fine.
I thought you were going to say I heroically say I don't care. I was going to be like, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fan. That's fan.
Fans Hobby shows some more interesting things, I would argue. The MB1213. 12 is Athena. 13 is wow. I thought
Shooter, go.
It says Ace Hitter, but I read it in my mind as Ace Hitler. And I had to read that like 3 times, and I was like, what? I was like, hang on. What are we doing, Fans Hobby?
Ace Hitler. Ace Hitler. No one escapes.
It's his new TV show coming out. Ace Hitler.
It's just like he's a police car, so it's Ace Hitler in a cop drama.
Like Shaft.
Oh no, he never lets anyone get away. It's Ace Hitler. Sieg Heil!
Oh no, he becoming. So
go for Poland! Don't go for Poland! Ace Hitler goes to Poland is the movie. He's going on holiday, but everyone's misunderstanding.
Definitely not Hitler. Hitter. That's my bad.
Oh, you've made this better.
Thank you. There's also
Ace
the MBA-04, which is Double Face, which is an add-on kit. MB-50 Naval Commander, which is their Armada Optimus Prime. So,
I just got that.
Yeah,
Naval Commander Armada.
Yeah, don't dwell on it.
I just got it.
It'll make you sad. So, we've talked about the Athena before, I think, haven't we?
Yes, and I still like the way she looks.
She still looks very good. How do you...
And he's dying! Kill him!
Yeah, a bit of pepper from my chicken I had.
Save him!
Save
save
him.
him.
Throat there.
Yeah, and he's dying. Save him.
Oh,
I said save.
You don't want them to save me.
I
just
said
watching.
Save you. No one said kill.
Oh. What do you think of Ace Hitter, Mikey? How do you think he stacks up next to the Minerva? Do you think they look good together? Do you think the Go Shooter looks good on his own? Not Hitler.
You need to stop saying the name, man. I can't keep a straight face. Every time you see it, I'll do it like, oh god. Like, what was that one? Magnum PI.
or Tom Selleck?
with Hitler. That's what
Oh
I've got-
man,
That's what
That's
I've
a
got in my
shock.
head right now. Oh man. I think he looks decent. Obviously, they clearly finished the head before the rest of the toy, but
yes.
he looks posable. He looks like a good little update on the figure. And something I always like about Fans Hobby is that even when they're doing we're going for something based on the cartoon or something, it always has their aesthetic, which is emphasizing the chunk. And I dig that. So, like, even Athena is a bit chunkier than you would expect if she was a straight cartoon model, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. What's the upgrade kit for Double Evil?
Yeah,
I
so
don't get that.
they did Double Evil is their overlord. Right? So their
Yes.
Power Master overlord. This is their hey, did you get overlord because you're excited about IDW?
No.
Well, turn your Power Master overlord into IDW overlord. So new chest piece, new gun, and several faces.
Oh, okay.
I think that's neat. This was a very good looking toy anyway. So I think, hey, if you're into that aspect of the character, I think this is a really nice add-on. And I think it's quite a clever little inclusion.
Oh, that sounds like the Mikey approval right there.
No, and I think it looks good. It's not just doing the straight IDW face; it's a stylized face. So
That's
it's
true.
not, yeah. So it's not just like hair; it's a big pouting lips,
Yes.
But-
yeah, thank God.
which I love. Love the lips, but some
You
people
can sometimes have too many lips.
Yeah.
Or too much lip.
sometimes people just sort of go like, if I make him pout, it works. Like,
And it doesn't all the time.
no.
Naval Commander, obviously the Armada Optimus Prime. We see him in normal mode. We see him with his terrible, terrible trailer. That trailer was always shit. He comes with his Mini-Con, which is a mini robot here. Can't remember what it was called though. Wasn't it Spark?
Oh god, it was
Something lame.
Bumble in Japan, and it was Sparkplug.
That's it, Sparkplug.
Except one time they called him Leader One.
Yeah,
Constantly.
which was Megatron's.
Yes, because the dub was atrocious.
Yeah. Fun times. It is also seemingly compatible with the new Micromaster figures as well as the OG Minicons as well. So that's pretty nice that they've kind of got that dual docking thing on. He has his shitty base mode, which still looks terrible. But it has a bit more functionality and it's not as flat. It's got a bit more chunk to it. There are actually quite a lot of images of it being used in conjunction with lots of Minicons and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks very playable. He has a lot of ass in the combined mode.
True. He is.
A lot of ass.
Yes, there is quite a. Yeah.
I almost hope you can remove those pieces because that would help clean him up a lot and would like negate any back weight issues. If you can't, that would be a shame. But I don't think it looks too bad. But they are aiming to. It seems like they're aiming to do a hell of a lot with this figure.
Yeah.
Which is commendable, but I think is a little bit of a detriment at the same time.
I think the combined form suffers a bit because of all the extra stuff. But on the other hand, their attitude, they've made a very solid base Armada Optimus Prime. I really like that little main robot. If I got him, that would kind of be what I'd be most concerned about.
Yeah.
And then I'd want him repainted into black because that was the best part of the show. I think the trailer looks like the trailer, and the vehicle mode looks like the vehicle mode. They are what they are. They never really bothered me, but they never exactly looked fantastic. The Sparkplug, or whatever you want to call him, I'd say he's the weakest part of this.
Okay.
Because like his whole thing was that he was basically Bumblebee, and they've clearly gone with a different design, but it doesn't feel like they've really thought it out. He's quite posable by the looks of it, but and the base mode it's hilarious, but I do really dig the functionality of this. I think they've really gone out of their way to make this a playset, and when you're doing Armada Optimus Prime, I kind of feel that's a core part of the character.
Yeah, it was a core part of the original toy. One I guess not detriment, but maybe a shame is if this was made like 3 months later than it is now, it might have been might have been. There's no guarantee. It might have been compatible with the road pieces and the other base modes for the official toys, which might have been quite nice. Or maybe it's one of those things where they wouldn't want to have anything to do with that at all. I don't know. But I think it would have been nice to have a base mode interact with the current bases. That could have been quite cool as well in its own right.
Yeah.
Right. So. Fans Toys show off the FO2, the O2B, the 46, the 47, 48, and 49. And in that order, we have Acoustic Wave, which is sound wave. We have Tapes, that's 2OB. Tesla 2.0, which is an updated Perceptor. Huffer, Jazz, and Mirage A, which is Mirage. Any thoughts on these, Mikey? Because these are more G1 masterpieces.
Yeah, pretty much. From a company that I never hear anything good about.
Yeah. yeah. They seem to make toys, is what I would say.
But they ain't make toys.
They're not make toys. They're certainly not. Do you have anything you want to say about these?
Nah, not really. They look like what they are. Hey, which one of these will have replaceable boobs?
Hopefully Springer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, then RC
Actually,
can
he
get
could pull it
her
off.
own back.
He could pull it off. No, I want to give him a codpiece.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no, it would just make it worse, especially with the RC face.
Yep. And,
no.
well, you give him the replaceable codpiece, but one's with a bulge and one without a bulge. But then someone comes along and makes a third-party add-on kit to give him several erections for different, angles.
Hooray.
Key purchasing.
Yeah. And we also have Anonymous Company doing Anonymous Planet Eating Robot.
Who could this be?
I don't know, but this time whoever is making this has shown a Unicron head. I'm guessing that's why it's
they've ruined it.
They've ruined the joke, that's for sure. I will say though that this looks really good.
Yeah, no, it looks solid. It looks like a very, very well done toy.
One might argue, if they wanted, that it looks better than the Hasbro version.
I don't remember the Hasbro version well enough to compare.
Would you like me to get you an image of the Hasbro version?
Not really, I don't care enough. This looks really well put together.
Have you seen their attempt to do the Iron Man pose, and it just kind of not worked?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that was the best idea you could do, guys.
No, it looks like he's fallen over.
Yeah, like his hip gave out.
It's like he's having a senior moment.
Yes.
And then he's got a pirate's booty for some reason.
What do you mean,
and
a pirate
he's attacking
booty?
a toaster. And he has a tiny cup.
Yep. He's trying to do a Hadoken or a Kamehameha in one shot, which is quite neat. I've sent you an image of the Hasbro one as well, so you can have a look at it.
I am not going to out of rebellion.
Oh, no.
I like the where he has no head, because if I got him, I'd take that off and turn him back into the absolutely intended mode.
The Cyclopean kind of thing. Yeah, still cool.
Cylon. Giant Doom Cylon.
Yeah. I think this looks really good.
I think
legit good.
This came together very well. And, I think they played the game quite cleverly.
Yeah, as cleverly as they could with all the legal bullshit going on, which, Hasbro is more than within their rights to do.
Yeah, and they are absolutely not taking any sales away from the Hasbro Unicron now.
No, because it's already sold everything it's going to sell, one would think. If I was going to be, I guess, nitpicky about this, it would be and this is only a prototype, so I don't know, how fair it is to mention this. He's quite gappy in places, like where the seam lines are. It seems like there are big gaps. Whether that's because it's not transformed fully and correctly, or if it's just one of those problems with trying to make a ball effectively, which I imagine is quite difficult to do. Making a completely round transformer must always be a complete pain in the ass, I would guess. But no, very good. Oddly enough, TFW don't mention everything that's in the video. Believe it or not. There are other few things, but nothing massively worth talking about. They showed some Mastermind creation things. They showed more prototype images of the Deathsaurus. which looks very much like Alex Milne's one from the comic, or similar to it.
Cool.
There's 2 versions of it as well, so you can have it more in the G1 mode. We see another shot of their Chrome Dome, their IDW Chrome Dome, their IDW Rewind, and there are a few other little bits as well, but not a huge amount, so I don't mind not really talking about them, to be honest. So, with that being said and done, Mikey, what have you been up to this week? What you done for fun?
If I said I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off all week, would you believe me?
Would you be running around primarily in the house?
No, I wish I was. So we're all kind of, I know, we all know what it's about. There's no point bringing it up again. But I have been running errands constantly all week. So I am slightly wiped. But in my free time, of which I had most limited, I found out Rider hasn't aired yet. Or at least it's aired, but it's not subbed, which is a pain in the butt.
Oh, it actually had aired, though. Oh,
yeah, but I'm very curious to see how it's going to be affected by delays now. I mean,
yeah.
Because a lot of US shows have stopped production.
Yeah, for good reason. And I imagine it'll have to hit Japan at some point, because they can only have many episodes already done.
It's in Japan, but I just don't know what I'm wondering if the Japanese attitude of "do it" will just carry through. Please, I have it and every other disease.
It's the salaryman mentality of you will work until you die. That is the Japanese way.
But I watched episode 10 of The Owl House. Which is continuing to be a fun show and kind of an interesting premise for this one. Like, I think this show is it's got a bit of a horror base to it anyway. But what they're talking about, in stuff like Harry Potter, they're constantly like bringing inanimate things to life and going like, "Oh, look at this basic magic spell," and then you pause and think I remember there was a line in one of the books just like, to show off, she turned the table into a pig and back again. Just like, You just killed a pig. What happens in a world where you can bring inanimate objects to life, where you then ignore those inanimate objects? And they touch on that.
Mean.
It does sound mean. But no, it was interesting and had a bit of continuity. Some very funny stuff with the little demon king. And also a bit of a hook for the next episode, which is shit might be going down. Who can say? But no, I'm really liking it. I'm still enjoying it a great deal. I watched the first few episodes of Agretsuko. I am late to the game with that one, but no, that's fun. I am watching. Apparently, the dub is decent, but no, I am watching the sub version. That pig is a literal pig. But no, it's very early days, so I can't say whether or not I'm super into it yet. But I'm gonna plow ahead with it. Watch Set Academy, obviously. Oh yes. I'm just running through stuff. The kind of biggest thing this week in terms of TV and things, because I've been rewatching Voyager. Selectively, I'm not sitting down and rewatching every episode. I'm basically going through each season and finding the episodes I remember really liking. So maybe it says something about, biases, but there's quite a lot of Doctor episodes in there and quite a lot of Seven episodes.
That makes sense, yeah.
A good few Janeway, a couple of Paris, and I think there's one Chakotay episode coming up. Because poor old Chakotay, he really got screwed over by that Armenian.
Have you been enjoying going back through Voyager?
Like I said, I am kind of sticking to my wheelhouse, so that's working in my favor.
Are you going to watch the Hiroshima Nazi World War II episode? I like that too.
It was alright. I don't know. The Hirogen, more so than I think most Star Treks, just because of the nature of the show. The repeating alien races were caricatures. Really big. Like the Hirogen never had a chance. Like they'd be villains for a short amount of time and then they'd move on.
Yeah,
which means there was never going to be a third season for them where we've developed their characters. They try and they do a little bit, but it's all about like hunt. But no, I've been enjoying the episode I've been watching. But like I said, it's like mostly Doctor and Seven, and I'm a big fan of the Doctor and Seven. To the point where I will find the creators of Picard, hunt them down, and then break all their shins. I will add extra shins so that their shins will be broken, because stop ruining things.
They've only got one more episode, I think, and then it's all done.
They've got a guaranteed season 2.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's like Geordie's got his eyesight back or something.
For them to then rip his eyes out.
Yeah. It's like, we're after people who've had their eyes regrown. I like to eat them.
Oh no.
Edgy. But the biggest thing was I watched the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
I hear that's meant to be pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Oh, I'm surprised to actually hear you kind of agree with the people. That's good. I might give it a watch then.
So for anyone who doesn't know, it's based off of the IDW Boom comic crossover. No, IDW DC comic crossover. I'm thinking of Justice League, Power Rangers, but the IDW DC crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically, Turtles and a new thing crossing over with everything. So expect versus Transformers at some point, I'm sure. So basic premise in the comic is the Turtles are sent to the DC universe. Movie takes a very different approach. It's basically just, hey, New York has mutants and Gotham has Batman. Both are mythical. It's taking the approach of the Batman is still kind of like, is he real? Ooh. Basic premise is Shredder is teaming up with Ra's al Ghul to spread mutagen around Gotham because Al Ghul's a dick. The Turtles follow the Foot Clan. They meet up with Batman. There's shenanigans. It's mostly just fight scenes, it has to be said. There's some short dialogue scenes and then some very extensive action scenes. But overall, I think it's very funny. They really play up the laugh. Like, the Michelangelo says some stuff that is laugh out loud. And also, surprise comic genius Batgirl, who teams up with Donnie for most of it. And even Damien is made bearable.
Wow, and you hate Damien.
I hate Damien. This is the best version of Damien. Because he feels like a person. And not just a trumped up little shite. And yeah, they do a bit of the Batman's too cool for his own business, but they don't dwell on it. In fact, he gets called out on it pretty quick.
Okay, that's good.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
The voice acting is decent. We do get to see like new mutant forms for DC characters, which was fun. Two-Face is quite harrowing how they do it. But Joker kind of works and kind of doesn't, depending on the angle of the camera. Harley, I would say, is the weakest because she looks a bit Hanna-Barbera-y. But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, also a couple of very good fight scenes with Shredder and Batman. And I really like the angle they take, which is you don't necessarily believe Batman could take Shredder in a fight. Which, considering it's a Batman in a Batman movie, that's quite pleasant. They're acknowledging, yeah, he's trained a lot and he's a good detective, but this is someone who's literally lived, breathed, and exists through the idea of martial arts since he was a child.
Yeah.
Every day of his life. There's a very cool scene in the first fight, actually, between them, which is it's I don't want to spoil much about it, but it's worth seeing. I think probably the only thing that would knock it down a peg is the overall animation style is not my favorite. I like the ideas that they're going for, and they do some neat stuff with shadows at times, but it's a bit bland, would be how I'd describe it.
Would you say it's one of the better DC animated movies? Granted, it's not just DC.
Kicks the crap out of any of the recent ones I've seen. I haven't seen the new Wonder Woman movie, which I heard is decent.
Yeah, but are these the people that say the other ones are decent?
I don't know. I just heard it's decent.
Okay.
But and I haven't seen Red Son. The last one I saw was the Superman Return stuff, and that was okay. That was okay. I will say it was okay.
Okay.
It was a bit. It wasn't great, and it's still stuck in this bizarre New 52 universe they keep pushing
for some
with
reason.
Jason O'Mara doing a piss poor Batman who is in everything.
Yep.
Why is Batman in everything? Like, there's so many stories for so many characters they could be doing, but no, let's do Batman. But again, I should be like that with Batman versus Turtles, but I think it worked. Apart from that, it was gaming. I finished Digimon Hacker's Memory.
Did you use Lilithmon again? Did she ara you?
She did, actually, but at the end of it, I was just like, you know what, I've been trying to use mostly original ones and new ones and stuff, but...
You opened your arms and ran and went, oh, nee-sama!
Yeah, but no, like I said before, the story isn't as good as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay is the same, so like if you enjoyed the JRPG gameplay, but the story isn't as good. But I will say it has a good ending.
Okay.
Some laughs, a lot of tears, and a bit tragic.
Would you say it's more of a 1.5 than a 2, for instance?
Yeah, no, very, very much
sequel.
so.
It's more like an
very...
extended DLC.
Yeah, it's a parallel story that, you know, they added a bit to.
Yeah.
And like it's interesting. Like ultimately, the game starts by saying like I'm not a hero, but it would be nice to feel like I am one. Other people get to be the heroes, and really, what you're seeing is a very small story with some big moments, but is overall a small story where the real heroes, the heroes from the first game, are off there saving the world, saving two worlds.
Mm.
And you're following this rather intimate story about people who are causing their own problems for fairly small reasons. But like I said, the ending I think is really solid. So yeah, I would say it's worth a go. I would say play Cyber Sleuth first because there are quite a lot of references to it. But I would say Hacker's Memory is worth your time. Probably don't do what I did and revisit it so soon after finishing Cyber Sleuth. Give Cyber Sleuth a bit of time. I also somehow accidentally ended up completing the character encyclopedia.
I don't think that sounds like an accident.
No, I was trying to get someone, and I had to keep on cutting between different Digimon. I was just like, by the end of it, I was like, oh, shit, I got them all. Like because it takes your field guide from the first game. I didn't have that many to include, but still, I was a bit surprised. Yeah, and the bit I since it was on PlayStation Plus, I tried out Sonic Forces.
Which one's that?
Which is
the
Sonic game.
That's the one where you
the
make your own
character.
persona, isn't it? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I played a few levels. And there was free DLC, so you could play as Shadow or play as a Sonic that can turn into Super Sonic.
Oh, okay.
And you know it's following on from Sonic Generations, so the original 1990 Sonic is in it.
Yeah, little tubby one.
Yeah, and your character has a grapple hook and like a flame gun thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
It's another Sonic game.
It didn't run. It didn't feel good to play. Like
no.
There are bad Sonic games I've had fun with. Like a lot of people knocked the 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog. I thought it was fine for what it was, and I had fun playing it.
Is that the one where he kisses a princess?
No, this is the one where they introduced Silver.
Oh no.
Yeah. Where you're playing as Sonic, Shadow, and Silver.
Oh.
But like at least when you were playing as different characters, there, like playing as Shadow in this, you're playing as a reskin. He plays exactly the same.
Do you not have shotguns or something?
No, he plays exactly the same. It's just a reskin.
Was it only in his game where he had shotguns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they wanted to make him cool and edgy. I'm just like, I don't know.
Didn't that game come out at the exact same time as Dirge of Cerberus came out? Or really similar times?
Yeah, very much so. Well, they had them both at the same time. I remember that.
Weird timing.
Yeah. But I've enjoyed this whole focusing in on Sonic on gameplay. I kind of get, but Sonic Mania, as much as they can play differently, every character plays differently. There's a little bit of difference, but Sonic, I like it when there's one thing I like about Sonic is the fact you have this ensemble cast and you can have different characters and they've got different abilities, even if they overall play around the same golf course. Like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are kind of my favorite for a reason, even if they're kind of suffering, in Sonic's case, from the fact that they really had no idea what to do with his speed at that level, you know? And 3D graphics. They got better at it, but they never really knew what to do. But no, Sonic Forces is not a game I'd recommend, and the character creator is garbage.
It's
utter
a thing.
like utter garbage.
Yeah.
Like, even in the context of they could have had some real fun with it, like how weird Smobian designs can be, but no. But it got me to try something else, which is Freedom Planet, which so this started as a Sonic fan game back in the day, and then it got rebooted into a semi-original property that plays like a Sega Sonic game, but with cutscenes and voice acting. So there's an alien invasion. It's a bit gruesome. You see people getting beheaded. And you're playing as either a dragon, a cat, or a basset hound who can fly. Kind of. And you're helping an alien disguised as a duck to save the world, basically.
Okay.
And there's a lot of political stuff, like you got one of the side characters, a mayor, who's like, I'm stealing all these things so I can get re-elected. And just like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you'll go talk to people for me. And it's very, very based in, feels very Chinese. A lot of Chinese mythology feeling like it's popping up, and a lot of imagery. But it's fun. It's really, really fun to play. It plays like a Sonic game. Like a 90s Sonic game. So if you wanted that vibe, there it is. Like, it really, you can really see its DNA. But each of the characters does play a bit differently. One has a motorcycle. One of her special ability is that she gains a motorcycle that can climb walls.
Yeah,
which is
that's handy.
Which is kind of amazing. But no, it was a cheap little game, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be a big run, so that's fun. Big thing game-wise was Bloodstained.
Woo!
Which I started playing. So this is a Castlevania-esque game made by the creator of the most popular Castlevania games. It was kickstarted there a few years back, and I think it broke the Kickstarter video game record.
Yeah, it took a while to come out as well.
Oh yeah.
But it was worth it, clearly.
Yeah, so I've had it for a while. I played an hour of it before. But the basic idea is you are what's called Miriam. Miriam is a spark binder, or a shard binder rather, which means she can wield demonic powers. She got these powers through the less than ideal way of being intended to be a blood sacrifice. Didn't go well. Now she has to kind of deal with her brother who's out of control. Basic gameplay is simple. It's Castlevania-esque, but you got a ridiculously sized magic roster. The character designs are really good. The story is decent for this kind of game. Simple, but not bad. The voice acting is overall pretty solid. I'm really enjoying it. It's got a lot of style. I'm really liking the map. Like, it feels so natural to just wander about, even though it's quite linear. It's got so many branching pathways. It just feels so natural to just go like, I'm going to go through this door. What's behind this door?
Whereabouts are you up to?
I've just gotten the double jump ability.
Right. Okay.
So I'm about 5 hours in, but I've spent some time grinding as well, so.
Yeah.
But no, I'd really recommend it for anyone who likes a side-scrolling action kind of semi-horror thing. Some really good designs. Very Japanese in places. Very, very Japanese. Miriam is very Japanese. Also, also, it's goofy as fuck. There are shoes that squeak every time you run.
Yep.
And you can turn into a Playboy bunny. And the Shovel Knight. But something that blew my mind, because if you change your name it asks you to set your name, which struck me as odd considering that the game is voiced and they say the name Miriam a lot.
Mm.
But if you change your name to one of several pre-decided codes, you get things like big head mode, mustache mode. Like, this has old school cheat codes.
So mustache mode, is that on just Miriam or is that on
Yes.
everyone?
Miriam has a mustache, a big
I was
handlebar
hoping
mustache.
everyone would have him.
But it's so glorious. I was watching the video of it, just like, her mustache is so big. It's huge.
Is it Vegeta big?
Oh, it's so big. It is a mustache.
Yeah.
But no, I'd really recommend it. I'm really enjoying it. It feels like a really fun time sink. Yeah, and that was me. What about you, Andy?
Right. So, what did I get up to this week? More Star Trek, obviously. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Fate Grand Order is now done and dusted. They finished up the series with episode 21. Nice little conclusion. Odd. What's that? What, they ended on 21? Yeah, technically, I suppose you could argue it ended with episode 22 because I have an episode 0, so that's technically episode 1. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Highly I'd recommend it, but I like all the Fate stuff, so gonna be very interested to hear what you think on it once you eventually get around to watching it, since you've got very little context for the Fate universe. They hint that they're going to do the final singularity of the main story, and I don't know if they're going to do that in a series, because you can't really do, because the story was so condensed and it was mainly fighting for that arc, for that little part of the game, that I don't think they can do 21 episodes unless they really fill it out with like the previous other 5 singularities and like do a load of flashbacks and character stuff, which I don't think they do. So they might change it into doing it as a movie. I don't know. But yeah, I was surprised how fun that was. I did Gakuin, Senton Gakuin. That was okay.
What did we learn, Andy?
The Barbary lion is not actually extinct. They're actually coming back. Dogs. This one I already knew. Dogs can sense sadness.
Yep.
Seemingly, which is like, yay! Rank is a good girl. Pat her on the head. Fucking idiot. I can't. Oh no, Mikey. More poo. God damn that koala girl.
There were some good faces in that.
What's that?
There were some good faces in that one.
There were. Who was the dolphin girl? Because she wasn't a dolphin, but she was an extinct dolphin.
She was a river dolphin. Chinese river dolphin.
Ah, right. We learned that rabbits make the best poo, which is something. I like the fact that all of the rabbits were sitting on these weird duck toilets. I don't know why.
The boys were wearing pants on the toilet.
Yeah, that's why it confused me at first for the longest time, because I didn't know if they were toilets. Because like they do have, like, if you look, because I've got the scene up right now, it initially looks like they haven't pulled their trousers down, but they are down. They're just kind of still above the knee. So you're just gonna have to trust me here. It like this episode again was more of an ending of a series kind of episode, and I prefer the more like just day to day kind of. You can tell this is just a chapter of a manga kind of thing. It was still fun though. Still enjoyed it.
Yeah, King is the best character.
Oh man, King! What a badass! Got his mane back. He turned Super Saiyan, Super Lion.
Yep. For love.
For love.
Yep. He's shameless, that man. Yep. Absolutely shameless. Also, Honey Badger was back.
Yeah, she got picked up and was threatened to be bitten in half, and she was like, "Yay!"
What was it like? She was like, "Boss, someone's paying attention to me! Yay!" He said he'd kill me even if I was a female. Yay!
The line is, because I have it up here. He said he would bite me in half and show me no mercy, even to a female.
And she looks so happy.
Yeah, she's like, "Yay!" And then Giant Wolf Lady just uppercuts this creature into space, just like, nope.
Yep.
I don't like this tiny honey badger, but my god, she's part of the pack, so I've got no choice. Must protect.
Maid
Cafe too.
Yes, they did work that in. And I have to admit, I liked Yenna's outfit.
Oh yeah, she got the kind of stereotypical kind of bow tie kind of look. Yeah.
Also, I did laugh the bit where Yenna's hugging Hitomi and the new girl, her face just starts zooming in.
Yes.
Like, I'm her friend.
No, I'm her friend.
I felt her up in bed, did you? No.
What? We had a bath together. What?
It's like, these are not making you seem not
weird.
Yeah, this is making you seem like a stranger danger.
Yeah, very much so. I did like how the end of Hitomi's conversation with her was, "I'm sorry, Hitomi," as she back chops her in the neck. Hitomi just goes down instantly. It's like, oh,
I like to like she's only friends with me because she thinks I'm human. I'm just like, have you seen the people she hangs out with?
Yes. Have you seen all of them?
Yeah.
Like, only Jin is human, and he's a reprehensible asshole for the most part. He's the ultimate tsundere.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was amazing, but I had fun. And there's plenty of little moments for me to laugh out loud.
I'm sad that next episode will probably be the last one.
Mm,
Like, I don't think it's gonna get like a season 2, to be honest.
I'd like it to.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like a show that probably will, does it?
No.
No. Which
again-
means it'll have an even shorter run than Monster Musume, really, doesn't it? Because Monster Musume had like 20 odd episodes, right?
No, well, no, it had like a standard episode, but it's had a few OVAs, so it extended beyond that.
Okay.
So I think it's at 16, including OVAs or something like that.
Did it? I thought it had more episodes than that.
No,
That's
we
weird.
wanted to have more episodes. There's a difference.
That's true. That's
Season
true.
2 when? Season 2 when?
One day. I mean, it won't happen.
We'll make it ourselves.
Oh, we'll have to get a Kickstarter going.
Maybe the animation won't be quite up to snuff.
Oh, Jesus, Mikey.
Mm.
I found the most amazing image. Say what you see when you see it.
What? Oh, sweet zombie. This I'm just seeing the preview, and is that what I think it is?
Yeah. What is it?
Is that Keanu Reeves as a shinobi from Naruto?
Yeah. He's dressed up as, what's his name? Sasuke's brother, Itachi.
Yeah.
And
I genuinely believe that's based off a photo.
Oh, actually, that's a fair point. I was thinking, like, I genuinely believe that he would fucking love seeing that image.
Oh yeah, because he's a massive nerd.
Exactly.
Like, I love all these Hollywood people who come out and just like, so, you know, we play the action heroes and everything else. Yeah. Well, I play D&D, and he has a room full of Japanese action figures, and he plays a lot of video games. Like, I love the thing, like, why did Henry Cavill audition for The Witcher? Because Henry Cavill was playing online one day, someone told him they were making a Witcher game, he said, holy shit, I want to play The Witcher.
Hold my beer, goes to the gym, starts working out even harder.
Henry, you don't need to work out anymore. No!
I'm
no,
not
you don't.
sexy
Geralt,
enough.
Geralt needs to be bigger. Also, like, it must be a very strange thing when you're playing on the line and you suddenly get, like, shit called by Henry Cavill.
Yeah, that'd
Like,
be weird.
Teabagged by Henry Cavill. That must be an experience.
I think that would be a fetish for some people, to be fair.
Oh
Let's
no,
be
I've been
honest.
shot. Poof. Lies down. But
Slower.
for anyone who doesn't know, Henry Cavill is apparently a massive video game nerd.
Yeah, just neat. Means
Like,
he'd
I
be fun to hang out with.
Yeah, well, I've already got the vibe to it's probably like fun. But
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like Vin Diesel. Like, you'd hang out with Vin Diesel because, like, hey, he seems cool, and also he can instruct you how to do a D&D campaign.
That's true. I think the problem might be understanding Vin Diesel. Like, he'd mumble, like, what's happening, and you go, what? Do I roll for this? I don't know what I'm rolling for.
My favorite Vin Diesel story was this was years ago. I think it was just after Fast and the Furious took off, and he was being interviewed by an Irish journalist. And the guy, he apparently was like, okay, so I'm new to the celebrity scene. First, I've done a couple of interviews, but this was my first big one. I was very nervous. So I was told he'll come in and he'll sit down, he'll shake your hand. You'll have about 5-10 minutes, and then he'll be told to indicate that it's time for the interview to wrap up and shake hands and goodbye. Apparently, Vin Diesel busted open the door, yelled, "How are you Irish?" hugged the man, sat him down, and wouldn't let him leave for half an hour. Because Vin Diesel is just that friendly in real life.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Just like they did. I've never met you. How are you Irish? Love you. Come on. Like, I don't know. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, all the celebrities people freak out over, and it's just like, I'm just sitting here with just like all these little action ones who turned out to be really kind of cool dudes. And Nicolas Cage, who is actually insane.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
But is also a gigantic nerd.
Yeah.
To the point of probably crossing a line. I wouldn't name my child after Kal-El.
No.
Because, please don't call your child Kal-El. I already have.
Just give them normal names, for God's sake,
their name
please.
is not Saline either, Nicole. Which isn't French.
I like how anyone who wasn't in the call yesterday will then assume that Nicole has tried to call
Her
a
child Saline.
Yeah, Saline, yeah.
But
what else did I
because
get
it's
up to? I got on Steam because it was on half price. EDF 5. It's basically another EDF game, but it has been tweaked, so things are a little bit different, but not completely different. I won't go through all of the changes, but the changes are for the better. Previously, the air raider, who was like your support dude who would call in airstrikes and vehicles, was not great and you couldn't play him on his own. Now you can. Now he's like when you get to a certain point and you get certain weapons for him, he becomes overpowered. He becomes stupidly overpowered because he can summon in a robot, and then the idea is you call in an airstrike, jump in your robot, fly backwards away from the airstrike, call in another airstrike, jump in your robot, fly away from the airstrike, rinse and repeat. And you get to mop up a load of fucking ants and other bugs really quickly. They've also got great lines like, they look just like us. Let me show you the creatures that look just like us, Mikey.
Yeah.
And I once again want you to describe what you see. Imagine for the first time you're playing a game, these enemies pop up, and they go, "Oh my god, they look exactly like us! I don't know if I can fight these things." What do you see, Mikey? Say what you see.
A poison arrow frog.
Mm-hmm.
With,
A normal one.
A very tall one.
Mm-hmm.
With a double-sided glaive is the best I can describe that.
It's actually a gun, but it does look like a glaive, yeah. He holds it like a shotgun.
With electroshock pads across his various parts of his body.
The humans in EDF say they look exactly like humans.
Do the humans in EDF have eyes?
I don't know. I assume that Earth Defense Force, this is my theory, isn't actually set on Earth. Because they drop giant ants, and they don't call them giant insects, they call them giant monsters, and they don't know what they are. Even though it's clearly a giant black ant.
Right.
They see giant spiders, and once again, do not call them like, "Oh, these are giant spiders." They don't know what they are, and call them giant monsters.
Right.
So I'm convinced that the only reason that they don't know what ants are, frogs are, and spiders are is because it's not Earth, and these things are foreign to this world. It's the only explanation. What other explanation is there?
Maybe they like frogs.
But they don't know what frogs are. They can't like frogs if they don't know what they are. That's why they look exactly like people. It's madness. It's so fucking fun and stupid. There's another line in like the 4th or the 5th mission where the aliens have invaded, and there's like a horde of like red ants coming at you, and the guy goes, "I just wanted to go on holiday." And I'm like, I get you. Me too, buddy. Me too.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah. They have some cracking, stupid fucking lines in these games. They really do. It's a lot of fun. It's very repetitive. There's like 152 missions or something. And they all pretty much boil down to the exact same stuff. But it's fun. It's the Earth Defense Force. It's stupid.
See frog, shoot frog.
Yeah, exactly. I also uploaded, I'd recorded these a while ago, but I uploaded the first episode of me playing Bloodborne onto the tubes. I've also got up to episode 6 all ready to be uploaded, so I'll be uploading one each and every day, and hopefully I'll get time to record some more episodes as well as we go along. So if you want to watch me play Bloodborne and say stupid shit, you can head over to my YouTube channel. I'm doing a blood tinge build, so I'm going to be using the Chikage if I can, and some other weapons. I didn't do that the last time. The first time I played, I used Arcane, so I was all magic-y based and tentacles. So this is completely different playstyle than my last one, so it should be interesting at the very least. Mikey, yes. I think that's everything I've done of interest. Because the rest is just my usual work of taking care of people and cleaning a house. And I have begun my war against nature once again. My ever ongoing hatred of nature. You know, Mikey, when I see a desert, I get a throbbing erection because I'm like, there's no plant life here.
I could ruin that for you, but I'm not going to.
Everything's dead, and I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Death Valley, my valley.
My It's just me pulling my pants down. Someone walks by, I'm just like, give me a minute. I have business to attend to.
What are you doing? My time is now.
My time is now. So I scream
the time
into
is
the
coming, so have I.
That's right. So I've had to buy a new hedge trimmer, and then I've been taking down a load of plants. Unfortunately, these are quite large plants, so I need to start hacking them down into smaller pieces to get them into the like waste recycling bin. But I don't want to because we only have a hand saw, and like it's gonna take so long to saw these things into more manageable pieces. I hate the garden so much, Mikey. I hate it. Unimaginable hatred. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on the internet at Irish Paleo, and you can send us messages on Facebook, email, Libsyn, Twitter. I forgot the rest. I know there's more, but I forgot the rest. And yeah, tell us what you think.
Cool.
Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, on iTunes, on Facebook, on Libsyn, and on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, where, of course, you can leave us feedback and questions like Mikey said. You can also head over to ccbunker.weebly.com for other stuff. It's another place where you can get the YouTube videos or any other podcasts that we might be a part of. Excuse me. And you can also head over to patreon.com/moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2. You also get it a week early. Oh, I think I put up the free comic book version this week.
Yes, that came out.
Yay! Good brain. Good brain. So that's another thing I did this week. And you also get the Moonbase Woo-Woo when you sign up to Patreon, where we talk about non-transformery things. And it seems, Mr. Mikey, that I have roped in Mr. Gruff, and we will be talking about Spawn this week.
Spawn.
Todd McFarlane's Spawn. So that should be good because Mr. Gruff is apparently quite knowledgeable on the subject. So that'll be fun.
And
you can teach me about Spawn.
And you will no doubt buy many toys.
No, because they're not toys. They're mostly statues.
No, they're very good toys.
I really fucking hated the figures because they looked so good, and then I got them and I was like, oh, so they have a cut for a joint, but the joint didn't do anything. There were so many McFarlane toys that had like articulated parts that were superfluous that didn't do anything to the figure or to the posing. They were just there. It annoyed me so much. And it's a bummer because I like Spawn. We also saw Jobby's video on speaking on McFarlane, on the Doom guy. And I was like, I want to watch this because I was interested to see if the Spawn figure was worth getting. I started watching the Doom guy and I was like, oh no, the Spawn's going to be kind of cheapy and poo like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was cheapy and poo anyway.
Yeah, I didn't like the paint jobs at all.
It looked so cheap. Like that green looked like a kind of. It looked like someone had been given a blank figure and painted it themselves. That's how it came across to me.
I can see that.
It's not terrible, but it kind of like it didn't look finished. It looked like someone had just done it themselves and be like, that's fine, that's okay. Something I would do.
I finished it halfway.
Good enough. Put it on the shelf. Anyway, Mikey, until next week, where we may or may not have more news to talk about. If not, I'm sure I'll probably talk to you more about Star Trek Deep Space Nine as I watch more of it. And if you don't like that, well, I've got 2 words for you. Watch Deep Space Nine. That's not 2 words, though. That's something you could do. If you're stuck at home and you've never seen it before, watch Deep Space Nine.
If you've never seen it before, why are you still alive?
It's probably not super easy to watch because, there's no
Netflix.
Blu-ray of it.
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Is it? Is it actually on Netflix, or are you just taking the piss?
No, it's on Netflix. All of it's on Netflix.
Okay, you're taking the piss. That's fine.
No, it's actually on Netflix, you dickhead.
Oh, okay. It's the way you said it.
Christ.
It's the way you said it that last time. I was like, no, okay, he's definitely taking the piss.
Wow.
That's Mikey's sarcastic voice.
Oh, I don't have any other kind of voice.
I know.
I was put on this world to sound like this.